So the goal is to create one truss and then do a pattern to create multiple trusses. So to do this, we're going to go File, New, and we're going to create a standard assembly in Imperial. Then we're going to start a sketch. To do that, you've got to create, and you can give it a unique name. For now, Part 9 is fine. And click on the screen. From here, you need to insert an image of what you're trying to copy. So to do that, first I need to start a 3D sketch, pick a plane. Then I go on to my 3D sketch bar and I grab Image. Now, this is my truss image, so I will open that. You may have to zoom in or out in order to place it, and we're going to place it something like that. What I want to do now is I want to anchor the corner of my photograph to the origin. That will become clear why later. Okay, so now we've got our image. Now we need to scale it. So what we need to do is find something on this page that we can give a measurement to. So to do that, I'm going to pick Line. I'm going to zoom in as close as possible so I can place this as carefully as possible. And we're going to just create a line. That's it. Now we're going to dimension that line. So from here, we're going to call that 3 inches. Oh wait, 3.5. Finished 2x4 is 3.5 inches. And we're going to say, OK. And immediately, everything got scaled. So the nice thing is everything's scaled. The downfall is, if we move that picture in any way, I got to get back into my image. If we move this picture any way, we're going to lose our scaling. So the key is to lock that in position so that we can't lose it. So now it's locked to the origin and it's locked in all 4 corners. There's no way to stretch or skew this image. Now we're going to redraw all of these struts in position in one drawing. After we're done that, then we're going to extrude it. So again, try to be as careful as possible. Start at the bottom. And my zoom is really going crazy today. So we're going to bring this up as close to center as possible, then up to the top, then back down to the bottom. I'm holding my center mouse wheel to drag, reconnect. I'm going to make sure that this and this are parallel. So if I press F8, that will reveal all my constraints, and it looks like it, by default, constrained it to a parallel. And it constrained these 2 ends to a parallel. So that's fine. F9, and they will vanish again. Now, the next one I'm going to do is the bottom one. So I'm going to attach to this line, but again, as close as possible to the center of this. Scrolling the mouse wheel to do that, holding down the mouse wheel to drag, scrolling the mouse wheel to zoom, clicking there. Now, this should have went to a point, it didn't. So we're going to assume that it did, and we're just going to bring that up. I'm going to zoom out, drag my image over, and come all the way back to my line attached to there. Now we're going to see if we're already constrained. We may be, I don't know. That one to that one. Okay, it looks like it took that, so it hadn't constrained before. Okay, next we're going to try and draw the next line. So I think we need to drag this one out a bit so that it's more in line with that one. But I'll show you how to fix that in a second. So we're going to grab another line. We're going to come from up here. We're going to grab to that point. We're going to come down to here. So I've attached those two, but I haven't made sure they're perfectly level or straight. And that's what this tool is going to do. Click on that one, click on that one, and now they're straight and one. Okay, so it looks like when we did that, we lost our center line. So we're going to need to fix that now. Out of my line tool, grab this guy and drag him back. Okay, that looks okay to me. I'll grab my line, I'll come up to this corner, come down to this corner, go to that. Now, we're not at 90, but that can quickly change with a simple dimension. And I'll touch this line and that line, and I'll say that has to be 90. And that'll correct that. We're good at the top still. Now we're going to start connecting the inner webbing. So from the inner webbing, you grab there. Try to keep it centered as best as possible. Escape. Start my next line. Down to here. And I need to come up to touch the line up there. Like that. Grab the next line. We're going to take it from the center. And we're going to come down to the bottom down here. We're going to make sure that those lines remain parallel. And we're going to make sure that these lines remain parallel. I should have done that earlier, but it's corrected now. We're going to take this line, grab the end point, bring it down. Done with that one. Another line, we're going to start it up here, run it down, back up, like that. And lock those guys parallel, or constrain. Come down to here, and up to here. And that's good. Now we're going to constrain these guys parallel. So if I zoom out, we've got everything. We're done, with the exception of we need to extrude. So now we're going to grab the extrude. We're going to grab this. Try to get down to a place where I can see everything. We're going to grab this, and we're going to go to 1.5 inches, which is a finished 2x4 width. Okay, on the extrude, you got to extrude everything in one shot. I made a mistake on that one. So that goes there, that goes there, that goes there, that goes there, because that line is still there, that goes there. And now it's all one at 1.5. And okay. Now we're going to zoom out on that, and the next thing we're going to do is we're going to pattern. So to pattern, we have to go back to our assembly. So we go to return, and then we go to the pattern command right there. And what are we patterning? Well, we're patterning this guy. And we're going to do a multi-pattern. We're going to do, this guy's going to grab this guy, and we're going to do 6 of them. And we're going to set them at 16 inch on center. And okay. And if everything did it right, now I've got my full stack of trusses at 16 on center.